Okay guys, good morning. You join me here for a whole game video. It's just a $1 game. Taking it nice and easy this morning, showing you really stakes that beginners play at. So any beginners out there that are watching this video, this will be where you start off, where you learn your trade, and obviously where you learn the game of poker. $1 isn't too expensive, but it is still real money. This isn't play money. So we do take it seriously. Every little counts. I don't know any other players here at this table. Normally the $1 games are very loose, as shown by the previous video. So basically, early stages we're looking to keep it very tight, only play the strong premium hands, and with any luck there'll be lots of action like there is already. 4 players playing with 160 each as the raise, and we're sitting pretty with 1,500 whilst they all take chips off each other. Being a double or nothing game with 10 players, the top 5 cash, the bottom 5 don't, and we've already got an all in here first hand. Will he get called? No, he doesn't. So Bender 774 takes that big pot. We're in early position now, guys. As described in the previous video, how important position is. Obviously 9-5 suit offsuit is a easy simple fold. Early position, okay, basically means that you really need a strong hand in order to be successful if you're in early position. You're looking for really high pocket pairs and very high aces. Anything else can really just be folded, especially when you have a stack. No need to do anything silly in the early stages. Not as much action this hand. Small bets at the moment. You can see obviously different people will have different stack sizes depending on whether they won or lost hands. 20 out of a stack of 1,500, obviously not a big bet. So you will be calling a small bet like that if you had some sort of draw. For instance, if you had a 5 in your hand, you would have an up and down straight draw. You'd be calling a small bet like 20. If you had 2 hearts in your hand, you would be calling as well. If you had 8-9, you would have been calling as well, because 8-9 would have been an up and down straight draw as well. However, Bender wins again with 2 pair, Jack 7. Okay, Ace 4, it's suited, it's a pretty looking hand, but early position, we are not strong there with Ace 4, so it's a simple fold. Sometimes, guys, in these $1 games you can only play 3 or 4 hands for the whole game if you keep it tight, and that will be enough to see you through. The guys at $1 level, obviously they don't care as much as if they lose, because it's not that much money, and by being patient and waiting for the big hands, you're still likely to get a caller even if you do have ace-ace and you folded every hand and then you raise suddenly. You still get a caller at this level. Players at higher stakes will notice that you're playing very tight, and then when you open up with a raise, they'll all fold because they realise you've got a strong hand. But down here at these stakes, often that doesn't happen. So it's just a simple, tight, aggressive strategy, playing the strong hands. The Bender is disconnected there, so any bet by Talix would have taken it, but he's not on the ball. Okay, bit of a strange one there. Someone is sitting out, as you can see here. Then their hand will automatically be folded if you bet. So Talix it really should have just even put a bet of 20 and it would have won the pot, but he wasn't paying attention. We're sitting here with 4-7 offsuit in the big blind. We'll be doing nothing apart from checking, but we've managed to walk there, so everybody folded. That's nice, always nice when you've got a really rubbish hand and everybody folds when you're in the big blind. Okay, so now we're in the small blind with Queen 8 suited. We'll be folding to any raises, but we'll be calling just the 10 extra chips if it comes round to us, on the hope that we hit some hearts or a queen. Okay, now I'll be folding. Very strong raise there, 5 times the big blind, 6 times the big blind, sorry. And he's got a cooler, so our queen 8 is definitely no good now. Three players in this one, probably going to be 4 or 5 as well. You would imagine they'll get involved now. Let's have a look. Nope, they folded. Okay, so it's a 3-way pot with an ace and a king on the board. I'm expecting some action here. Here we go. Yeah, they're all involved. And now the 10 of spades completes a flush and a straight. So if anyone's got jack queen, they have a straight, but that loses to 2 spades, which would be a flush. And wow. This guy called with a pair of 2s, just a pair of 2s on the turn. He did have a spade, and he's managed to suck out a spade on the river to beat top pair. Very unlucky there for Talexit. But that's great news for us. One guy is out, and we're closer to the money. Still haven't played a hand, okay? I'm just looking at the other players as well. Turano looks like he's playing properly. I mean, he hasn't played a hand either. Shimmy as well, and Kyukshen, these guys, they're playing very similar to me at the moment. They appear to at least be adopting the correct strategy, whereas Bender and All In Do It and Skanky, they're a bit more involved in most of the pots. Obviously I'm sure they're having a lot of fun playing a lot of hands, but it's not the correct winning strategy. Queen 2 offsuit is a simple fold. And whilst we're sitting tight, let's just hope that the other players take chips off each other and take each other out. It's the benefit of playing a double or nothing game. You can actually, in theory, win the money without even playing a hand. If everybody was to play each other whilst you fold and 5 people get eliminated, and in theory you can, of course, make the cash without doing anything. It's rare that happens these days, but it is still possible. As players get better and better at this game, the correct theories do get implemented, but down at $1 level, as you can see, it's a little bit crazy, very loose. And we've got a raise and another caller. Serg in the big blind, does he fancy it too? Taking his time, not this time I don't think. Nope, he folds. So here we go then. I'm expecting Turano to have the stronger starting hand, because he's been playing quite tight so far. Let's have a look here. Does he have ace king, king queen? Still checking. Bender checks as well. Bit of a soft hand this one, and ace 10 wins. So let's just see what Bender was calling with there. We can click previous hand, and he was calling with ace 9. Okay, so he did have a little bit of a hand. Not the greatest hand in the world, but he did have a hand. Queen 9 offsuit. We'll be folding that one. Just get rid of the previous hand for you. There we go. Okay, so here the best hand at the moment would be pocket 5s, because then you'd have quad 5s. Behind that, a good hand would be pocket kings or pocket 2s. You'd make a full house. King 5 would make a full house, 5-2 would make a full house, and now there's of course a flush board down there as well. 3 clubs, so 2 clubs in your hand would also be a very strong hand. We're back to the next hand now. Jack 3 offsuit, obviously no good. The antes have kicked in now, which means that the software takes 5 chips off every player every hand. It's just a predetermined bet, bit like the blinds, standard. As you go deeper into the tournament, the antes will go up, but they're taken off every player every hand, so it's not really an issue. And so that's the only reason why we're on 1495 now, because we actually still haven't played a hand. So I'm hoping as well that the tight table image that we're obviously expressing here, that might help us later on in the game if we do decide to do some all-in shoves, some moves against the people to the left of us on their big blinds. Perhaps it might help us that we've been very tight all game so far, and they've got a higher chance of folding if they think we're a tight player. Hopefully it won't come to having to shove any 2 cards on the blinds, but we'll see. Maintaining a tight table image can only help us. Okay, 9-6 offsuit. Very good. Okay, we would have hit second pair here, but that's not the way you should look at it, guys. So whenever you fold your hand, don't judge whether you should have played or not by whether you would have hit the board or not. Think about the odds, think about logic. Okay, 9-6 offsuit is not a good hand. The chances of you winning with it are low, therefore the long-term play is to fold. And as you can see there, we would have lost to 9-7 anyway. 7-8 suited, simple fold from early position, keeping it tight. Sooner or later we will get a hand, guys, just stay patient. And here we go, this guy's all in. He's on a bit of a mission after losing that last hand, perhaps, could be on a bit of tilt, and all in do it, who does have a big